Forkast News is your gateway to all things blockchain. We do the deep dive and the due diligence on the blockchain projects and platforms that matter, because we aim to be the most reliable source of intellectual discourse and insight that inform, educate, and bridge the gap between the blockchain industry and the mainstream. I'm Editor-in-Chief of Forkast News, Angie Lau. I am sitting next to Congressman Jason Hsu, aka the Crypto Congressman. You actually had to get approval from the Speaker of the House in Taiwan to put that on your business card.
Exactly. So this is no shilling. This is a real deal, and I do need to get approval from the Speaker to print that as my mandate to promote cryptocurrency and the blockchain from Taiwan to the world.
Now, Taiwan is a very interesting economy. It's very export-driven, export-dependent, but in the past couple of years, it has waned. Where do you see crypto and blockchain filling in the vacuum of innovation and growth for Taiwan?
Yeah, I think we are at a point in history where we're going through some, transformative change, especially for an economy like Taiwan, which is export-driven. Now it's all about digital economy, it's about intellectual property. And for blockchain and crypto, really it's an opportunity for Taiwan to reposition herself. And particularly in the area of the digital assets and the fintech, and with ways that we can empower young people to start up their own project. In this place, we used to raise a ton of money for the hardware businesses. And this is the time for young people to really demonstrate their talents and then create something on blockchain that can, promote to the world and then raise money from the world.
It's almost as if Taiwan in the past couple of years and really decades have taken the role of creating the hardware that drives the innovation. So the mobile phone, right, with HTC, and then you have semiconductor industry, and yet these are two pieces of hardware that the value has been created somewhere else and it's left Taiwan. Why has that happened, and how can you fix it?
Yeah, I think we've sort of missed the boom of the internet, and obviously I think that has to do with the market size and the ability to scale. But I think I got into the space on September 4th, 2017, when China banned ICO. And I remember it's vividly on that day, I got a lot of calls from my friends in China wanting to move their companies to Taiwan. And I realized this is a golden opportunity for Taiwan to attract global projects. And with the nature of the decentralized ledger technology, you can actually operate anywhere in the world, and you can have impact anywhere in the world.
What has happened since then, September 4th?
Yeah, so first of all, I asked our government to take a light touch approach on this industry. And then I moved to create progressive legislations and also set up industry association and as well as self-regulatory body to work with the government to come up with regulations and compliance. I think in this industry, regulations and compliance are very key in order for the industry to really head to the right path and right track. And so I think what I want Taiwan to become is to become a regulatory innovative space. That is very rare in the world. How do we make a leap from the standpoint of regulation? That is that we have to create space for innovation to take roots here.
You need space, you also need liquidity. And
Exactly.
Recently, Financial Supervisory Committee, FSC, which is the regulatory body here in Taiwan, came out with guidance for STOs.
Right.
Got a lot of criticism from the market.
Exactly.
How do you, because it capped the ability for any project to $1 million US.
Yeah, I think it's...
As an entrepreneur,
I was a tech entrepreneur, and obviously I was very vocally critical of this guidelines. I felt it's very conservative, and I think it projected a lot of concern that we still try to protect the establishment. But I think right now what I'm gathering is there are 60 days of a common period. So I'm collecting everyone's feedback, and next week I'm hosting a public hearing for the industry to come and provide the feedback to the FSC. So hopefully over time they will modify the guidelines.
Is there an opportunity within those 60 days that the FSC can bump that cap up to 4, 5, 6 million?
I think the cap is probably difficult to move, but I want them to change one thing to begin with. That is to open the investment to global investors and open for retail investors. Right now, it's only restricted to Taiwan investors with professional assets, which is up to $1 million US, and it's only restricted to single platform trading. All of this doesn't really register well with the nature of this industry. Yeah. So these are the things that we want to sort of push first. And the cap, if regulators have worry, have concern, we can keep that to begin with. But first of all, we want global participation.
The political climate is interesting in Taiwan. You are up for re-election next year. How much of this crypto congressman, the tech-driven, the entrepreneur side of you that really resonates with your electorate?
Certainly I'm getting a lot of traction from the community, from my constituency, people who believe that tech is really important for this country. And I think what I want to do is to really rally and mobilize young generation and to really own the today and tomorrow.
Is the talent there here in Taiwan to be able to contribute tech talent to blockchain projects?
Absolutely. I think if you compare the engineering talent and the cost to hire a qualified engineer here and versus Silicon Valley, I think we hire as qualified, if not better, engineers here with a cheaper cost and also build the same quality of the products and services.
What about adaptability of cryptocurrency, the legality of cryptocurrency?
Yeah, I think that has always been an issue. I think anywhere you go in the world, and there's been a lot of calling for the jurisdictional collaborations.
How does Taiwan feel about it?
I think we want to be ahead of it. We want to take the leadership position in defining the regulation in the space. For example, I proposed and amended the anti-money laundering law and to regulate the virtual assets. And we are actually ahead of FATF. FATF on June 22nd came up with the rulings to regulate all the virtual asset service providers. Taiwan can actually hold this space by bringing the best practices and also come up with the set of definitions and rules that are friendly and progressive for everyone to follow.
How progressive can Taiwan be if it's still very much in its nature, very conservative, very risk averse?
Well, I think one day, if you elect a crypto president, then you will see we're going on full throttle for this. No, but I think it's all about future generation. It's not about trying to claim the entitlement, and it's trying to providing opportunities for younger generations.
Let me ask you this: how easy is it for a blockchain project in Taiwan to get a bank account?
Good question. I am happy to say that after the FSC's announcements, banks are now more proactive in opening bank accounts. So I would use this opportunity to share with the audience that if you want to open a bank in Taiwan and doing crypto and blockchain business, our doors are open. And I also create a law in our company act. You are able to register cryptocurrency service businesses in Taiwan under the Ministry of Economic Affairs.
What does that mean?
It means that you now have a legitimacy, and you are now properly and officially recognized by government as a legit business in Taiwan.
As a legitimate business in Taiwan. Are blockchain projects taking advantage of that right now? Are you attracting projects to Taiwan?
Right now, the issue is still on the use case. I think we are seeing the lack of participation from the mainstream enterprises. And I think what I want to see is more participation from banks, from big enterprises like Foxconn, and it's really harnessing Taiwan's strength on manufacturing, on smart cities, on IoT, on AI and medical. All these kind of things, if we can convince or show and demonstrate people that blockchain is really changing our lives, and people can feel the impact. And I think that's when we really make the change.
Do you think that Taiwan could also act as that proof of concept in real life, in those enterprise solutions in people's daily lives as kind of an incubator for a lot of these projects?
Exactly. I think right now we are rolling out with our national digital ID project, which we will combine the social security data, healthcare data, and other sorts of data sets onto a blockchain protocol, which would allow the government to use it and for opportunities on business and other things.
But it will still be centralized with the government. It's not truly decentralized.
Good question. I think we are trying to understand this issue from whether or not we can build it on a truly decentralized protocol.
What value do you think there will be on building with truly decentralized protocol?
Well, I think obviously the announcement of the Libra has raised eyebrow, particularly on how it is being governed and whether the governance mechanism is fair. And I think at this day and age, I think we need to build a project or have some sort of proof from the government's level on a national level that this blockchain thing can work. And if government can take actions to address this, for example, issuing national digital currency. Taiwan's foreign reserve has, one of the world's largest foreign reserve. If we can take a portion of that and issue digital currency on trade finance to use it, implement it on the trade and supply chain finance, I think that would be very, very helpful.
Ultimately, in your view, how do you rank Taiwan globally when it comes to the regulatory environment for blockchain and crypto? And where do you want it to go?
I think as of today, we are flexible. I think our government is flexible, and we are open for soliciting feedback from everyone, particularly on the global community. We know that we cannot stand alone in this world. And so I would say I would like to see more projects being implemented here and show it to the world that this can work, and using Taiwan as a lab and using Taiwan as a regulatory sandbox, and that you experiment here and you scale up globally.
Sounds like a promise. We'll see what happens. Thank you so much for sharing your vision and your thoughts about where blockchain can be for Taiwan.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right, thanks, Jason.
Taiwan has enormous potential, and certainly the Crypto Congressman sees that blockchain and cryptocurrency is the way forward. That was our conversation with Jason Hsu right there in Taipei. Well, what did you think? Did you like it? If you did, please press like, share, and don't forget to subscribe. Make sure that you are subscribed so you get the latest content and videos that are coming from Forkast.news. Head over to our website as well, www.forkast.news, and subscribe to our exclusive content and newsletters as well. Until the next time, I'm Angie Lau. See you then.